Hey guys, how you doing? All right, here we are on a day most of us would like to forget. Can never forget 9/11. Um, I posted a piece of artwork that really hit me hard, and I think everyone had their own take on that day and reflecting on that day a little bit and what was happening, what was going on, and running through our minds while this was played out in real time. And I just thinking of the people in the buildings, thinking of what that felt like, what that meant, and listening to voicemails and messages that came. People were leaving messages even as they knew, things were really in a bad way. And it always reminds me of the tower card in tarot. It really is the tower card is all about that, with the people jumping out of the fiery tower, and it's chaos. It's destructive chaos. Whether it's chaos you bring in, if it's reversed, or chaos that is brought to you upright, the tower card is that unexpected chaos, usually destructive. Some people put a good spin on that. I have yet to really see a good spin on that, frankly, in my own personal readings. But um, but there was a picture that I shared, and it was three men standing in front of a big window having coffee, in an office situation, and you see the plane coming, and people were like, that was a really, I don't know who did that picture. Wasn't able to credit an artist, but it was, whoa, and so that was and a lot of us still have problems talking about it now, all these years later, and it's unbelievable. It's been all these years later. Um, and there's very little any of us can say. A lot of people just get off social media. Um, it was just bad scene. I remember though, John Edwards had done a show. This is actually what took John Edwards down. That's why you don't see him very much anymore. He was extremely popular on TV, and then 9/11 happened, and afterwards, this is his story. Was a lot of the people who had loved ones die in 9/11 contacted him and said, we were hoping you would do a show, that you would do something with us and our loved ones. And he put together a show, and it never made the air. It was just never, and for some reason he was seen as exploiting people. I don't know if I don't think he charged people. I don't know. I think just the idea of him doing the show was so offensive to the network. I mean, he just never really did a whole lot after that. And I mean, he's done shows, he does stuff. It's not that, but the kind of media giant. I mean, he had his own show. He was doing really well, and he talks about that. It really, the way he said it, very unfair to him, because he said, I wasn't exploiting. I was answering a request for service. But anyway, sure I was even going with that. I would think it would be an interesting show, actually. So what's going on? Oh my God, we have a couple things going on. And the first thing is new moon in Virgo on the 17th. That's next Thursday. It's going to be a big new moon. New moons are all about new energy, new focus, new beginnings. New moon in Virgo. And so you want to look again at what house the new moon is falling in. Where's your Virgo? What house is Virgo in your chart? And basically, the new moon in Virgo tells us to put the time in and do things right. That's Virgo's mantra. Put the time in, due diligence, do the work. Eat your dinner first, have your dessert after. All the earth signs ascribe to this. Virgo almost always demands it. Put the time in, do it right. Do it right the first time, or you do it over again. Now, people with Virgo parents will often tell me that Virgo parents are like, my way is the right way. There's only one right way, it's my way. And Virgo parents can be tough for that. They're very, I don't want to say demanding, but they can be hardliners. That's true of Virgo. But once they get an idea in their head, I mean, good luck shaking them. They're like a dog with a bone. But what house is your Virgo in? So let me just see who's here today. Susan, hi. Sue Ann, Rosemary, Angie, Ellie. Hi, guys. Make sure people like the video, please. I gotta keep asking people to do that because it's those numbers are kind of important. But anyway, that's the 17th. That's new moon. Wherever Virgo is in your chart, that's where you're going to see the energy of putting the time in, doing things right. And then we have, which is just so much fun. People are so cranky. And it really started a couple days ago. I was noticing in the shop, I'm like, people are just very hard to please. Not in a bad way. I never have negative stuff going on, but it's just even the reading is like they look a little disappointed. They're hoping I was going to go into something more in depth in 10 minutes, mind you. But it just that sense of this isn't quite what I want to hear, not quite what I was hoping for, not quite what I wanted, or just in life in general, coming in the shop, just, picayune, but just, pissy, irritated, cranky. So looking at it, well, there you go. Mars has gone retrograde, happens every 2 years. And this year, it goes from the 9th of September to 11/13. I keep saying nothing is going to change. Energy is not going to shift until after the election. And this goes on through the 13th of November. Repressed energy, repressed rage and anger, a sense of being repressed. Not a great feeling. The way to deal with that is to take physical action. When you feel like you're being held back, and that really is the image. Imagine being so angry and you want to go at somebody and two people grab you by the arms and hold you back, and that let me go, that feeling right there. And I know that feeling personally. I've had it happen, and it's not a good feeling. Let me go. Let me kill him, let me go. So that's the energy right now. Mars in Aries, Aries the warrior, Aries the, I do. That's their mantra. I do. And yeah. So kickboxing, exercise, running, physically, whatever your abilities are, get out and do something. Be physical. It's not, you want to be in your head. You want to not be in your head. You want to exhaust yourself physically. And however you're able to do that based on your abilities, your physical limitations. Take a walk, take a run, punch a pillow, okay, but do something to move that energy, okay? And on that topic of Aries and energy, I did last week. I can't believe how fast the weeks go. They fly. But I did some spicy video with my deck of cards I had not looked at from the time I purchased a big box. I'm remembering I bought a big box of old tarot cards for my own collection, and these spicy readings, and looking at the cards coming off that, not using that deck. And someone told me, I wouldn't even see the video. And I went back because someone said, you should have seen your face. My sister was like, you should have seen your face. Oh my God. And I was laughing so hard. Like, well, I guess I probably should look that. And I was like, yeah, okay. I looked a little taken aback by this deck, assaulting my eyeballs. But Aries, the very first reading I did, I popped off. I was I wasn't saying I was nervous, but I was sort of like, what am I doing here? Really, I think I made a terrible mistake. This may have not been well thought out at all. Usually 5 minutes before I start something, thinking I should do something new is not going to always end well. It's going to be brilliant and wonderful, but not last week. It was not. But I guess it was funny. And it was fun. It was fun. I referred to the deck as being Victorian. It was not Victorian. It was medieval. Think busty wenches, knights, kings. Think of fat friars, all with their dicks out, basically. I mean, it was like, oh, wow. Yeah. So, But with Aries, and I love Aries. I'm a Pisces. We're conjunct. When you are next to the sign next to you on either side, and for Pisces it's Aries and it's Aquarius. We make good friends. We get each other. There's a shared energy, you know. Um, and the sign directly in front of your sign, however that falls, and for me, of course, that's Aries. Aries teaches the sign behind it the lesson. You learn your lessons from the sign in front of yours. And so Pisces, the dreamer, the visionary, the idealist, the dreamer, basically. And Aries is like, get her done. Let's go. And I have to laugh because China will hear me talk about something and whinge about it and talk about it and talk about it and think about it. Let's think more about that. Or yeah. And then you just come in and she's done it. She's like, for Christ's sake, just got it done. So, or she's ordered it, or she's arranging it to happen. And it's like, because I'll talk about something forever. I sit on an idea for a long time. So that must be. My dad was an Aries, and I have lots of Aries friends and a lot of you are redheaded females. I have to say a lot. And maybe it's because a lot of you kicked my ass. I was looking back at what I popped off with, which was something like, oh, you couldn't have sex if you paid for it. Oh, that looking at that again, and I woke up at night thinking about that. It also translated out to, okay, just looking at the cards. Go back if you want to see it, but it also could translate to, I would rather pay for sex than be told what to do. That's how that went. Okay, so I apologize, Aries. I was popping off a little too quickly, and it's why I usually take a minute to look at cards, but I didn't know what to make of those. Coming off of just looking at the deck that I couldn't use, and that was that. So I wanted to apologize and revise last week's spicy version. Who's here? China, you're always cranky. Stop it. Just because you're Eeyore. Eeyore to my Tigger. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is crazy out there. Hey, Megan. Bridget wants to fight. I was like that. And the energy really is like that. Like, you're leaning and you're ready to go at someone and someone grabs and holds you back and you could just punch them too. And I grew up in a tough part of town, okay? People don't know how street I am, all right? This is a veneer over my street self. Anyway, no, really, I went from the valley, the hollow of Bridgeport to Bell Gardens, California. Look up Bell Gardens, California, and you'll be like, wow, look at you. Here I am back in Derby. So I'm I just can't keep away from the urban settings. But anyway, I'm watching Derby rise, and I'll be part of that. So I'm happy. Hey, Nina. Hey, Pam. All right, guys. So that's all I can really say. We're dealing with this energy. Of course, it goes through the election. Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't repressed anger and frustration join us in this festival of madness that is the American election system and everything else that's going on? COVID, masks. I mean, I'm ready to punch someone. I'm telling you right now, some poor fool is going to take off their mask and leave it in a parking lot, and I'm going to go at them. I'm going to freaking hit them. I am so sick of looking at masks on the ground or gloves on the ground. I could kill someone right there and then. And I have done it. I have gotten out of my car at people. I mean, my temper is legendary. So I will go at you. I'm nice so much of the time. And I don't like getting angry. That doesn't make me feel good. But dear God, don't go there. I'm not going to back down. I do not back down. So what else? What else is going on? So we have the Mercury retrograde, the new moon. And here's the funny thing. So my Virgo is in my second house of money, assets, investments, right? Do things right, making plans. But where's my Mars? Okay, where's this retrograde hitting me? In my 10th house of career success and professional success. And here I am juggling these two energies of get it right, do it carefully, but then being held back from moving forward with it. So basically, it's going to be just weeks of planning, planning, planning. I got things to do, but still, it's just repressed creative business energy, planning, and really, so you can overplan something, overthink something. That's going to be that energy for me in this new moon energy of Virgo, basically. So I probably should do another video about how to find out where the moon hits your house. I've done it. It's on YouTube. You can find it because it's on here. Trying to upload it, but it is how to locate that using astro.com. It's not hard, and I go through every step. So you'll see what house the new moon is hitting, and the energy of that house is impacting the new moon of, get this wording right, the new moon of put in the time to do things right. So let's say, stop. If it was in your first house, very often that's your physical appearance, it would be the wrong time to whimsically cut your hair or whimsically, put the time in, research. If you were going to get, God forbid, plastic surgery, oh, for God's sake, please research doctors. Any changes to your physical self, anything you're thinking of changing about how you present yourself. Hello.